All right, guys, welcome to Crypto Price Alerting, the home for the average investor. Yes, us, the average investor, everyday Joe Schmoes and Jane Does. No! Today's video, I'm going to bring y'all everything about RUNES. RUNES and this Bitcoin ecosystem. RUNES and these ordinals and this ecosystem that should be dropping right after the Bitcoin halving, right with the Bitcoin halving, a whole new ecosystem. And I'm giving it to you by way of my source. Now, y'all know my original source is the Most High. Y'all know who I am. I'm a man of the Most High. But the Most High has blessed me with a source in this crypto space. And I'm thankful because I'm learning so much about these systems and the narratives and the ecosystems that I can teach you. So shout out to my source. Praise the Most High. Let's get into tonight's lesson about RUNES. What RUNES is essentially a new fungible token standard directly sitting on top of Bitcoin layer 1 blockchain. It's a fresh method to issue fungible tokens, or think of them like BRC20 tokens, but directly on the Bitcoin network. Now, this is an alternative to the BRC20 standard because the BRC20 standard is not actually a native token standard on Bitcoin. It's more like a layer 2 standard. So I'm going to show you this comparison right here, symbolic 2. So that's why the RUNES protocol is so dope, guys, because RUNES directly sits on the same layer as ordinals. So now you finally have a token standard that creates fungible tokens directly on top of Bitcoin, guys. And this is actually directly comparable to ERC20 tokens on Ethereum. These tokens, once you issue them on RUNES, they will be there forever, guys. Just like all of the ERC20 tokens that are fairly launched on ETH. So this is really cool, guys. And you also have TAP protocol, which will probably gather a whole nother wave of attention leading up to RUNES. But this month, guys, the main narrative is strictly around RUNES. So now that you know what RUNES are, why is RUNES very, very bullish this month going into the Bitcoin halving? All right. So now the RUNES protocol, guys, hold on. Let me see. Let me try to find it. You can just look up Bitcoin RUNES launch date, and it will tell you the launch date of the RUNES protocol is going live on mainnet is exactly at the same exact block that the Bitcoin halving goes live, guys. So this is like paying homage to the Bitcoin halving itself. This is gonna be kind of huge, guys. So this is a big deal. So once the Bitcoin halving goes live, RUNES goes live as well. And guys, it don't get better than this. One of the hottest narratives this month, RUNES, directly launches exactly when Bitcoin halved. So if you want to place a bet on something on the altcoin sector right after the Bitcoin halving, RUNES I'm bullish on RUNES. Not financial advice, just my opinion. Now, what are some of the things that you can buy today that will give you exposure to the RUNES protocol? So here we go, guys. So we're going to cover some details, guys. Now, the main one to get would be actually this right here. These few coins that are currently trading on ordinals and BRC20 standard, but they will migrate their tokens over to RUNES once RUNES launches. And these, you can find all of these on Magic Eden. That's the best place to discover them. The main one that I'm going to buy is my source bought was Pups. This is basically the first meme coin that will launch on Bitcoin RUNES protocol. Pups. It's already then blew up. And you can go onto the tracker. This has already been rallying super dope for the past week. It's up. Pups been doing this thing. It went from $20 all the way up to $80 last week. Currently, at last week, it was 500 million valuation. It pumped a lot, but will it be like is this too high? Not necessarily. When you consider some of the other ecosystem meme coins like WIF on Solana went to $2-3 billion market cap, and the fact that RUNES right now, there's no coins on there, basically, barely, that everyone sees is the main coin. So Pups, I'm gonna buy some and I'm gonna hold, all right? And because I think this has a lot of potential, I'm personally bullish on it. Do your own research, DYOR, but I'm bullish on this Pups. I'm getting in because I gotta see what RUNES does until the standard launches and give it time to see what it's gonna do. Not financial advice, just what I'm doing. Now let me show you how you can get onto these tokens. So the first thing that you need to do is you need to go into Magic Eden, right? I'm gonna put the link in the description. This is Bitcoin, Ordinals, and BRC20 Marketplace, Magic Eden. And you wanna connect your wallet. So one of the wallets that you can use on here would be, you can see is, you definitely gonna need one of these wallets right here if you wanna get onto the RUNES hype. Don't buy them on centralized exchanges. Don't buy them on like weird other type of chains like Solana derivatives. They're not gonna matter. You need one of these Bitcoin wallets right here that support the RUNES protocol. Now the one that my source use is Xverse. Some of you can use OKX. Some of them you can use Unisat, okay? So the one that my source recommends is Xverse. Hopefully we can get it in the US. I'm gonna see in a second. And once you have that, go on Magic Eden, go onto the Ordinals page, and you can see a lot of the top coins on the RUNES protocol. So you see there's already a tab for pre-RUNES. Click the pre-RUNES, and this is essentially the tab that's gonna matter the most to you. Now what pre-RUNES means is that these projects right here, whether they're NFTs or whatever they are, these projects, they currently exist on the Ordinals protocol, but they haven't fully released a roadmap and said that they're going to release it. No, they did. They said they're going to release that thing on Ordinals first, but once RUNE goes half, after Bitcoin's halving, they're going to migrate their current tokens to RUNES. That's why they're called pre-RUNES. So guys, you really want to focus on the pre-RUNES rather than just random ones if you want to exposure to RUNES. Now you see the main one there is RUNE Pups. You see RUNE Stone. A lot of people bought into RuneStone very early on. So RuneStone actually hasn't moved that much in this past month or so, right? You see it has topped out almost because it's quite expensive. So you can see at the market cap, it's already 8.6 thousand Bitcoin market cap. That's a lot. Versus RUNE Pups at 1.5K Bitcoin market cap, right? So RUNE Pups, this third one, RSIC Meta Protocol. Will also be transitioning to a RUNES token standard later on this month after the Bitcoin halving. And then a couple more that my source is heard a lot of these big dogs talk about with established teams in the Rune ecosystem is RUNES. This one looks pretty, the art looks crappy, but my source research says the team is pretty legit. See, this is the Twitter for RUNES. I'm following this. So this is actually the first pre-rune to launch, right? And they will have a whole rune exchange. So this will be the first exchange live on the Rune protocol. You early guys. That's why it's like, don't worry about the NFT art or none of that. Don't worry about that. This is just placeholders for their future. And then also we have these things called Blob Army, the Book of Blob. This looks very interested in this Runes protocol ecosystem because the main team behind, the main contributors behind this project, these guys right here, Neural Realm, Blob, and Eloc Remark. These guys are some of the early developers on the Ordinals protocol. So that's why a lot of people are bullish on this Blob Army project as one of the pre-runes. You get an early alpha, guys. That's also one to watch. Now, let me see what else. And if you want, guys, if you want something very degen, very degen, but also very big and very like flexy, you can also get Bitcoin puppets. Now these are essentially like the new, almost like Bored Apes of this cycle that will be going on to the Runes protocol. So the like premier Bitcoin NFTs are gonna be these Bitcoin puppets, but they crazy expensive, like $30,000 each. I can't afford it. Most of y'all can't afford it. So my source, he's eyeing one. So he got a lot of money. He's a multi-millionaire. So he's thinking about buying one, right? So, but we don't got to worry about that. I just wanted to introduce y'all to that in case some of the people are millionaires that watch the video and they into NFTs. That's the main bet in the Rune protocol. So now, all in all, you see, this is what it comes down to, guys. You want to buy pre-runes right now because these are the things that are going to convert into Rune token standard tokens that will go into your wallet after the Bitcoin halving happens in about 4 or 5 days, like 4 days from now. So that's how we can get pre-exposure right now. But this is not the end all be all because the Runes protocol itself didn't even launch yet. So once it launches, guys, then after the Bitcoin halving, then you're going to start to see a bunch of tokens that will look like these right here. See? This is essentially like the ticker standard for that will be on the Runes protocol. So Runes have, how can I say it? Have a character limit for their token standard. And essentially anyone can create tokens on top of Runes, and there will be, I believe like 13, I'm going to break it down in my glossary at the end, the maximum length, right? I'm about to do a definition at the end, so it'll be in the glossary. So now the main way that people will be releasing tokens on Runes and giving names to their tokens is like what you see here. It'll be like all caps. It'll have like a spacer. That's a spacer. And in order to separate, denote spaces, right? It's a spacer. So you can have the different words. So you can't use like a space. So they'll have the dot. And then these is what you will see. Once Rune goes live, you'll probably have like Rune Stone, that's going to be one of these. You'll probably have Rune Pups as one of these. You'll probably have Risk as one of these, Blob Army as one of these, right? You'll have these convert to this token standard on the Runes protocol, directly sitting on top of Bitcoin, guys. Y'all know I'm bullish on Bitcoin. And then there's one other thing that is very, very huge in the Runes, in the Bitcoin Runes ecosystem, and that is with right here. So Casey Rodomont himself is also releasing a hard-coded Genesis rune called Uncommon Goods, Uncommon Spacer Goods. Now this is another one that I'm getting into. I'm going to put whatever little bit I got, I'm gonna put some in this, because this is essentially the main coin that Casey, the creator of Runes and Ordinals, is making for this protocol, for the standard Uncommon Goods. This is early, guys. This is early alpha. So this coin, guys, definitely go on to Casey's Twitter and follow how this coin is going to release. So essentially, this will be an open mint for the next 4 years after this halving event happens. So from this halving event, April 19th, April 20th, all the way into the next one, 2020. The supply is not going to be completely diluted. Instead, every block, this token, it cannot be divided. So every new Bitcoin block of one uncommon good will be minted, which does give the token the official Runes token. It makes it like the Genesis rune. It gives it a fixed supply, and that supply will be equal to the total number of blocks from this Bitcoin halving all the way to the next Bitcoin halving. So it's not hyperinflationary. It does have a cap on it, but it's just linearly issued for the next 4 years. I am so bullish on this alpha. It's very interesting to watch, so keep your eye on it. Once this launches, I will let you guys know, and I'm definitely getting into this. That's future reserves, all right? So that's future alpha for this protocol sitting on Bitcoin. So that's all of the main coins that I'm looking at and that my source is looking at. So this is kind of out there for some of you guys. If you've never done any Bitcoin ordinals or BRC20 trading, this is going to be very new to you and look new to you. But that's the thing, guys. The whole thing, just think about some of the main coins that have caught the hype wave in the BRC20 space. In that hype wave, you have Ordi, right? 1.4 billion market cap still, and trading on every single centralized exchange, Binance, OKX, BingX, Bybit, whatever. And then you have things like Sats, right? Sats, I own some Sats. See, they're all on Binance already, okay? So you have Rats, you have a bunch of other crap coins Pepe Ordinals on BRC20. So if these things can make it to 2 billion market cap while they are just purely meme coins, and launch on the BRC20 protocol, which is not even fully decentralized and not exactly officially to the Ordinals, even though they use the Ordinals protocol. Think about what the next wave in Rune is going to be, where the creator of Ordinals himself, Casey, is making a new standard directly for fungible tokens to compete with BRC20 and will probably replace it. All right. And the fact that he's releasing a coin himself that's going to sit right on Bitcoin. And you have these early pre-runes that you can buy right now which are already catching huge numbers, but still only have 500 million market cap, and like not on centralized exchanges yet at all. This is early alpha, guys. I mean, the signs is right there in your face. So yeah, it's very difficult to get into. You do need a Bitcoin wallet to get into it right now, but this is where the future opportunities are now. Once these things go fully live, once the RUNES protocol is fully live after the halving, and once the Binance Web3 and OKX Web3 wallet and BitGet Web3 and all these, and they start to integrate RUNES, then you're gonna be too late, basically, because then every single exchange will be able to get into these coins easily, and then it's just the floodgates are gonna open and everybody will flood in, and then you ain't early. So now I'm telling you, not a financial advice, my opinion, to position yourself, get in early and get yourself, I'm gonna try to help you get as familiar as possible in the whole, and using a Bitcoin wallet to buy these RUNES protocols and these RUNES exchange and these rules when the protocol launches, but before the exchanges start listing them. We need to be in early, all right? And also, don't confuse yourself. We're not saying that the SATs and ORDs and RATs and all of these are gonna come back and blow up. My source said he really doesn't think so. He thinks that if these things are gonna continue to be relevant when RUNES drops, then these protocols probably gonna migrate from BRC20 into RUNES in the future. Otherwise, they'll probably be replaced. That's what my source is speaking on, and I trust his judgment. So I'm going to slow down buying BRC20s and legacy ordinals. I'm only going to be buying RUNES and pre-RUNES protocols and tokens natively when they launch. So hopefully y'all can understand, but there's a lot of potential here, guys. This is early alpha. You know you gotta be in early. If you've seen anything early with BRC20 craze when it happened, this is gonna be even more huge. So guys, definitely pay attention to RUNES. All right, so now I'm gonna get into the glossary, the definition. All right, so this is the glossary, the ultimate RUNES glossary. A rune, a fungible token on Bitcoin. For example, a meme coin or a utility token. That's RUNE. That's the definition of RUNE. A fungible token on Bitcoin itself. For example, like a meme coin or a utility token. That's what a RUNE is. A fungible token on Bitcoin. The definition for ETH, these are RUNE terms, because cryptocurrency, guys, got its own definitions and terms, and it constantly be added to. So if you get left behind, you won't even understand what people are saying and what's happening in these ecosystems and these narratives and these protocols. So ETH means how a rune comes into existence. Once set, these properties are immutable. They stay. They etched kind of in stone. So etch in the RUNES glossary definition means how a rune comes into existence. A rune name. The definition for a rune name is the unique ticker for a rune that can consist of the letters A through Z and must be between 1 and 28 characters long. At first, only 13 plus character names are available when etching, but every 3 months the character count requirement drops by 1 until in 4 years all names are available. So the rune name for these coins is a unique ticker for a rune coin. Okay. The definition for a spacer, it's an optional bullet point that can be added to your rune name when etching it, right? Bringing your rune into existence. When etching it to make it more readable, it's to separate the name in your rune name. However, the uniqueness of a name does not depend on spaces. For example, the name of the coin from the rune and the Ornu god himself, the Ornu, I don't like to say God, but the Ornu king himself, Casey, his coin, uncommon space goods, right here, it has a spacer, as y'all see. Let me see if y'all can see I don't know if they can see my, I don't know if y'all can see my cursor. Hopefully y'all could. So anyway, you see where it says uncommon space dot goods? That's a spacer. All right, rune number. A rune number is a unique number that is automatically assigned to every rune that indicates when it was created relative to all of the runes. For example, the first rune to be etched is referred to as rune 0. The second rune to be etched is referred to as rune 1, so on and so on. That's a rune number. A rune ID. A rune ID is a unique ID that is generated for every rune based on the block of the etch transaction and the location of the etch transaction in the block. For example, if a rune was etched in the 20th transaction of the 500th block, its ID would be 500:20. Rune symbol. The definition for rune symbol is the currency symbol of a specific rune which does not need to be unique. For example, 100 with this fire emoji, or 200 with this emoji right here. Rune symbol, the definition for a rune symbol is the currency symbol of a specific rune which does not need to be unique. The definition for divisibility in the rune protocol means a rune's divisibility is how finely it may be divided, meaning a rune with a divisibility of 0 may not be divided at all, but a rune with a divisibility of 1 may be divided into tenths, like 0.1. A rune with a divisibility of 2 may be divided into hundreds, like 0.01, and so on and so forth. Okay? The definition of pre-mine. Pre-mine. The definition of pre-mine on the rune protocol is the etcher of a rune may optionally allocate to themselves units of the rune being etched. For example, 10% was pre-mined. See, a pre-mine. The etcher of a rune, the creator of a rune, may optionally allocate to themselves units of the rune etched. For example, 10% of their rune that they etched, they're created, was pre-mined. Mint. The definition of mint in the rune protocol. While a rune's mint is open, anyone may create a mint transaction to create and receive the fixed amount of new units of that rune. The only costs associated with minting are the fees that go to Bitcoin miners. Okay? That's the only fees that are associated with minting in Rune are the fees that go to the Bitcoin miners. All right. Mint terms in the Rune protocol. Mint terms. These are the rules that determine when a mint opens or it closes. For example, a mint could open from block height 84,000 to block height 1,000. And however many mints occur during that period determines the supply or perhaps a supply cap of 21 million is used and a mint is open until the supply is minted out. See? So however many mints occur during that period determines the supply, or perhaps the supply cap of 21 million is used and the mint is open until that supply is minted out. The definition of rune stone. Rune stone is rune protocol messages which are stored in the app return area of a Bitcoin transaction. So rune stone, the definition, is a rune protocol or rune protocol messages which are stored in the op return area of a Bitcoin transaction. Runestone. An edict. Definition of edict is a message inside of a rune stone that lets you customize which output a rune will go to and the amount of the rune that will go to an output during a transfer transaction. This allows you to craft custom transactions that, for example, send out runes from one address to 10 other addresses, all inside of the same transaction. An edict. A cenotaph. C-E-N-O-T-A-P-H. Cenotaph. The definition for cenotaph is when a rune stone is malformed for whatever reason. It is called a cenotaph. And in the event there is a cenotaph, all runes in the transaction will be burned, locked. Burn. Burn. No, that doesn't mean lock. I forgot. This is the rune protocol. In the regular crypto protocol, if you burn something, you lock it. Sorry. So, in a cenotaph, when a rune stone is malformed, or for whatever reason it is called a cenotaph, and in the event there's a cenotaph, all the runes in that transaction will be burned. All right, the definition for burn in the runes protocol means you can destroy runes you hold by transferring them to the op return output of a Bitcoin transaction. That's the definition of burn. You can destroy runes you hold by transferring them to the op return output of a Bitcoin transaction. That, guys, is your glossary definition of the rune protocol system. And that completes, let me stop share. That completes our RuneCoin deep dive lesson about the rune protocol. The Bitcoin halving is happening in 4 days. And hopefully, guys, you watch this video and you train yourself, get yourself a Bitcoin wallet and train yourself in this narrative, this ecosystem, this protocol, because it's gonna be big and it's on Bitcoin. Y'all know I'm bullish on Bitcoin. This is the future. Y'all know this space is all about being in on the stuff early. Early alpha is what gets the fruit. By the time all the people in the crypto space find out about it, by the time all these big influencers start announcing it on their big channels and stuff, and the floodgates open, you're late, you're middle to late, right? You won't be able to get your 10x, 100x profits, stuff like that, all right? So, this is from Crypto Price Alerting. Yes, you can like and subscribe, please, guys, so that we're trying to grow the channel now. I know it wasn't consistent with the videos, but I will be more consistent. This is not financial advice, guys. Remember, love the Most High, y'all. We out. Let go.